All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Alaracanfield show, the Awaken Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend Susan Kennard is back with us. We always love having Susan with us. It's always such a fun show. We learn so much, we receive so much. So today Susan's back talking about Galactic Crystal Healing Chambers, a new innovative technology for Ascension. So that's fun. And right now it's like, don't we need that, right? So Susan's going to be talking about that. Why do we need to heal so quickly now? We're talking about healing ourselves speeds up our mission here on Earth, as we all know, right? We talked about that the other day as well. What is galactic technology? We'll talk about that. Why now have these chambers been channeled through, and who brought these through to you? So Lord Ashatar, because I've heard, from many different people that the Arcturians are working a lot with us, right? I also work with the Arcturians, but Lord Ashatar in this case. And how can we help the collective at this time, right? What is our part in the awakening journey of love? So for those of you who don't know Susan, like I said, she's been with us, oh my goodness, for a few years now. And we love having her on the show. She is known as a spiritual scientist, originally trained in psychology and psychotherapy over 20 years ago. And in the last 12 years or so, she has added many energy healing modalities to her practice. And Susan has an extensive toolbox, which has allowed her to create her own unique way of working. And Susan has been a therapist for over 20 years. And in that time has specialized in helping people to clear their trauma on all different levels. And Susan is trained in meta health, helping people to find their own inner healer and facilitating their healing journey of the body. And right now we are going through a major healing journey of not just the body, but the collective, and so much more. So Susan, I'm so glad you're here to talk with us again. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you for the invite again. It's lovely to be here.
So, we were just talking about, what's going on in personally in our lives with the COVID lockdown, all that wonderful stuff. But, there's a lot happening this week too. Like this week, we're gearing up for the full moon, which is tomorrow. There's a lunar eclipse tomorrow. And what else? Like, there's only so much a person can take, right? So it's interesting. I just want to say really, it's interesting because even like last week, my husband was saying, okay, on the 17th, we're not doing anything. We're not even leaving the house because something's happening. But on the 17th, 18th, 19th, wow. 19th, 20th, it's like, okay. So we didn't leave the house yesterday, right? Didn't go anywhere. But I noticed that I had lots of little computer issues, right? Like my internet kept going out all day long, like off and on, just little bits, right? And then today, all these news that's coming out in Austria about what's happening, and then a big rally on the Saturday. So it's like all of this stuff is also connected to this full moon and lunar eclipse, right?
It is, right. Yeah, absolutely. It is Taurus, it's Uranus in Taurus as well. So it's very much about, letting go of something that has been the self. So something that has been the self, but very much about, it can be about money, it can be safety, it can be security. And obviously, depending on where Taurus falls in your chart, will depend on where it's aspecting. And for me, a funny story, very quick one. The dog ate my tooth, right? So we have a puppy, as you know, and it falls in my sixth house of health and wellness and service to humanity, but health and wellness in this aspect. And I have my front tooth, one of my front teeth had a temporary crown on it because I was awaiting a porcelain one. And when I was 13, I had a problem with that tooth, which is why now it's coming up to be sorted, and the Venus aspect of beauty as well. So to actually have it so that it matches and it's not a different color. Anyway, so I was making dinner. This is Uranus and Taurus. Okay, this is surprises and shocks that happen. So you might relate to this. Some people listening to this. So I'm making dinner for the children, and the puppy is right under me because he likes, if I drop something like cheese or something, he's straight there, right?
Of course.
So I'm there. So I'm there and I'm really hungry. I've been working all day, and I'm like, rather than waiting for dinner, I'm eating a crumpet. And if you're in the UK, you know what a crumpet is, or, it's like a soft kind of spongy thing, a bit like a pancake, but fatter. And so I'm eating really carefully because I know I have a temporary tooth. And so I'm just eating, and I thought a bit of crumpet fell on the floor. And little did I know it was my tooth. So I looked down at the floor thinking, what's that nut on the floor? Right? Thinking one of my kids had dropped a nut. And I looked down, and then I felt the air
Oh
in my
no.
teeth. And before I even had a chance to put my foot on it, the dog had crunched it and eaten the tooth. So I'm there in that moment calling my dentist and saying, what am I going to do? Because I was on 2 podcasts the next day. So obviously I would have to cancel everything. I don't want to look like Halloween. And then I had to, something out of Halloween. So I then had to drive like 1.5 hours with the children with their bowl of macaroni cheese on their laps in the car. I mean, this is drama that I never have, so for me to have this, this kind of surprise that happened in my life, I don't have this stuff. Like
Right.
everything is always seamless. And I'm like, why is this happening to me? And then today, both my children broke a plate. They broke a plate. It's like, that's okay, it's not a problem. But it's like, that doesn't happen. Like that sort of thing doesn't happen. So I think we are definitely, it's quite a powerful lunar eclipse. And the eclipse just makes it stronger and stronger. So it's a lunar, it's not as strong as a solar, but it is definitely bringing stuff up for people to heal big time. Yeah. My teeth, okay, now I got another one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, be aware of the time and the energy of what's happening right now. Like I know for myself, I haven't had stuff like that. I've actually had good news this week. So like
I've had loads of good news as well. I mean, this is just,
so
you always get loads of good news, but it's just that I was like, wow, interesting.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's the thing that, like a lot of times though, we forget the impact or the effect that astrology, the moon, and all this stuff can have on us. It can, but you also don't have to be at the effect of it. Once you recognize like, oh, okay.
Sure.
I was telling one of my clients on Monday, it's like, okay, this is going to be a heavy week. It can be a heavy week because of the eclipse and the full moon. So be gentle with yourself, use your tools, do stuff.
Yeah.
Because she tends to get migraines and get emotional and things like that, right? So it's like, okay, it'll be okay. But it's like being aware, right? Being present and being aware of what is happening in your reality is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and conscious, being a witness to life. And so I thought that was really amazing that came up this week. And right at that point where I have this in my 6th house, so about healing, which is opposite the 12th house, which is deep healing.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, awesome. So, because we are all on a healing journey of some sort, everybody is on a healing journey of some sort. So you've brought in these new galactic chambers, right? To heal, to help us to heal more quickly and with more ease, because, like the healing we used to do back in the day, it's not the same. It's much faster now, right?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I know why, but why is it so important to heal? And why is it so important that we truly take time to work on ourselves?
So we're in the Ascension pathway. So we've stepped into Ascension. We've stepped into this higher, finer vibration. And so what's happening is we're seeing many of the old fears and things like that coming up and right in our face, literally. And so all of those old traumas, and my background is obviously a specialist in early childhood trauma, etc., and veterans and so on. So my specialism is trauma. And so what I've been looking at is seeing which particular traumas are coming up. And I have my trio that work with me, which is Joshua, Mother Mary and Ashatar at the moment. These are the trio that work with me and kind of like come with me everywhere to the supermarket and everything. But they're here, and Joshua mainly, it's about trust and surrender. And so, the key thing about these chambers is that we have to now trust and surrender. And more than ever, we have to trust our guides. We have to surrender to what's happening, because we literally can't control it. Like you're saying, Laura, about where you are in Vienna. What can you do? You can't control it. All you can do is stay in trust, surrender it, know you're going to be fine, and you're going to get the clarity of what you need to do next.
Yeah.
And that's really where we need to be. So I think, answer to the question you said is, why do we need to do this? Well, to be in alignment with our timelines of ascension, then we need to let go of all of the old stuff. And we don't necessarily need to trawl through. And this is one of the key things. I used to be a psychotherapist in my old life, and we used to trawl through everything, and it is still really helpful to acknowledge traumas that have happened in your life. It's still really helpful to do that inner child work, but sometimes we just don't know. And we just don't know. It's ancestral, it's past life, it's contracts, it's, something that we've chosen to experience, but we don't need to know specifically where it comes from. And so that's where the chambers come in, is because you literally walk in and you trust and surrender. And then all the beings, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but all the beings then get on with what they need to get on with to literally heal at deep levels. Yeah. So that's
awesome.
the reason why I feel it's the ascension pathway. It's our next thank you. The next step into the seamless love of ascension, really. It's our next step. And I feel we're all being prepared for 2022. I know in 2020 we were all told, 21 is going to be great. And you know what? Actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been good. Yeah.
It's been amazing. So whether you see it as amazing as good, or amazing as not good, it's still amazing, because what it's done is massively awakened so many people. And I loved what you said, Delara, about it should be pro-choice with these situations. I've got a project running at the moment, working with people that have chosen that way and have had some difficulties. So I have this project with a chamber that I'm working with for people that have the vax, and I've been watching them over 7 weeks, and I've been watching what's happening in these chambers. So I know categorically, I had a hypothesis, and I know categorically that these chambers are very, very powerful, and they are actually allowing people to just surrender, because the results that we're getting with it is incredible. And I only knew that last night because we met with several of them, and they gave their stories of how they were feeling. So that's on that level. But the chambers that we've got on offer, at the moment, that are available to be part of our experience, all equally, as powerful. So the technology is really just doing it for us, which I love, actually.
And I totally agree that you don't always have to know the why, the where, all the circumstances of your wounds necessarily, right? You know that there's something affecting you because your life is not the way you want it to be, right? And so that's the most important part. It's like, I have the awareness that my life is not where I want it to be, or how I want it to be going. There's something there. I don't know what or how. It doesn't matter, I don't think, that much. But then it's like, okay, so what can we do to change it? What can we do to heal that part that is not working, that's in our way? That is more important for me, is just to get on with the process of healing it, clearing it, working with it. And then you can, move into really embodying the new you once you've claimed that, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's not working, and I'm willing to let go and clear whatever's in the way. But in a way that's like not judging yourself, not judging even the circumstance, right? Being in total acceptance of it. This is how it is, right? And then moving forward with the healing or clearing or whatever you're going to do, with the belief, though, as well, that I'm taking this action, I'm taking this, being proactive with my health and with my healing and with my journey, right? So it's not about feeling bad about yourself, that, oh my God, why am I still doing healing? Why is there still so much coming up?
We're still doing it, Alara, right? We're still doing it. Look at my tooth, right? It's like, it showed me something. So it's our vibrational match, isn't it? So something comes up, it shows us, as exactly what you said, something in our kind of external seemingly world. Maybe it's our bank account, maybe it's our relationships, maybe it's not feeling safe in the world, whatever it might be, those things show up, and then we go, oh, okay, we take responsibility for that not being what we want to see. And that's when we know that there's something there that perhaps we haven't been able to access before,
Yeah.
because it's from time before time, you know.
Or before you
Mm.
weren't ready to process it even, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I know for myself,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff coming up this week,
Mm.
last week, because
Mm.
I've been going to the doctors just to getting tests and things like that. And so it's been really bringing up all my body stuff, like, it's like,
Mm.
so all sorts of stuff is coming up. But
Yeah.
it's important though, because like I recognize that at the time when I had certain traumas, I was not able to process it. Right. I was
Yeah.
not in this mindset. I was not this evolved. And I will give myself that. I am much more evolved than I was when I was
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
So I can do more now. I can handle more now. I have a greater understanding. I have more compassion.
Yeah.
Right. So it is now time to really completely heal it. Whereas before I did little bits and pieces of what I was willing to touch on. I wasn't really willing to go fully because, I had some horrendous experiences. So I wasn't fully willing to go.
Yeah.
But now I'm not the same person. So now as this stuff is coming up, it's much easier for me to handle and let go and clear. So things come up in layers
Yeah.
as we're ready to process them, right?
Absolutely. And what I'm feeling as you're saying that is, the I am present. So, as we are ready to really embody this true light being that we are, that's when you know that the final bits that come up that are like, oh my goodness, I thought I'd worked on that. Actually, it is that deeper layer that you're talking about, Alara, that everything was perfect. Everything is perfect up to the point of where you are in this now moment. But now in this now moment, you're ready to catapult to the next vibrational set point for your for your abundance of being soul, having a human experience, because it is joy. We're meant to experience joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's what we all need to remember, that we are not here to suffer and struggle and, all that stuff. We are really here to experience joy and experience, whatever experiences we're having are experiences that at some level we're choosing. Right. And so when I was younger, I was not this aware. Right. So I had, not so wonderful experiences. Right. So I get it. But now I'm much more aware, and I'm choosing much more consciously of what I want to experience, right? So I'm choosing, and so my life is actually really, really good, knock on wood. Even my husband is doing much better, thank God, right? So
I was listening to you talk about him, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's really amazing.
she's doing much, 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 much better.
Mm.
But the thing is, like, when I look at, overall, it's like, yeah, my life is great, and it has to do with what I'm choosing, and it also has to do with what I'm willing to let go of and heal and clear. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So as this stuff has been coming up this week, last week, I'm like, I'm not pushing it down. Right. I'm not pushing it down. I'm not judging myself for continuing to have those memories come up. And I'm not like judging the experience or the people involved in it. It's like, okay, this is still
And it's
coming up a little bit.
compassion as well, isn't it? It's compassion for yourself, it's
Absolutely.
compassion, and it's that part of you that perhaps didn't get that compassion in that moment. So yeah, so with that,
and it
it
shows you as well how resilient you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Absolutely.
really, really, like, if I can go through that crap, it's like, I'm pretty damn resilient.
Yeah.
And now I make more aware choices, so I don't have to experience, how resilient are you? Well, you know what? I got that covered. Thank you very much. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Jeshua's stepping like right in here. And what he really speaks about is that he was depicted as someone that suffered and then was sacrificed. And what he comes across as is actually, I trusted and I surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it was depicted. And so what you were saying about suffering was actually, we're not meant to suffer, and it really isn't that. It is sort of like saying, okay, I'm a soul having a human experience, and what did I need to experience to expand my soul and expand the universe, of course, as well. But choosing to come at this time, I mean, goodness, this was, a real expansion time, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
those that we might see or we might depict as people that are not awake, because that comes up a lot in conversation, and we're not awake, I sometimes think they have got older souls than us, like, because it's like they haven't, remembered who they are, but they're experiencing real difficult things in their life because they haven't remembered. And to me, in a way, that's a tougher journey to be on, the one we're on, all of us here. It's a tougher journey. I
I'm
would
laughing because
say,
I'm thinking about that, in reference to some people, and like, yeah, I don't know. So I still haven't got the whole forgiveness thing down
okay,
for some stuff, right? So it's like, and that's okay too. It's like, if you
yeah,
haven't totally
yeah.
forgiven people in your past, it's okay, right? But it's a process. It's a
But as you
process.
forgive yourself more, I mean, we've got my forgiveness letter, but as you forgive
Yeah,
yourself more, you are forgiving them. So
yeah.
because you are that, you are they, and they are you. And
Hmm.
so as you forgive you, you're forgiving them. And it's all unified light, isn't it? Consciousness, we're all one.
Absolutely.
So, the more we love ourselves and the more that we compassion ourselves or give compassion to ourselves, then the more we are seeing a different reflection in the world. So
For sure. Absolutely.
yeah.
Um, just really quickly, I forgot to mention at the beginning, we are going to be taking some live caller questions. So you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. We already have lots of questions in the chat. We have some hands raised as well, which is great. But I realized, like, oh, I didn't mention that at the beginning, because I get excited sometimes when I'm, starting the show and I want to introduce my wonderful guest. So it's like, yeah, feel free to raise your hand. So yes, it really truly is important to work on ourselves and to heal parts of ourselves that are coming up. Don't go searching for it, but as it's coming up. So most people who are on these types of calls know about galactics and galactic technology. They might know about Ashtar. But can you talk a little bit about the galactic technology for those who may not be familiar?
Sure. I mean, my journey with Galactics was about 5 years ago. And so they stepped in and into my world then, and it was the Palladian Collective that stepped in first. But you're right about the Acturians, because the chambers actually are from, I mean, they are new technology here, but they are ancient technology, and they are Atlantean and Acturian times. And so when I was given these at the Lionsgate 88 portal, around about that time, actually, I was shown the chambers when I was actually in one of those flotation tanks. Isn't that amazing? Right.
Yeah.
So I was shown those. I was literally in a chamber, and then they showed me. And so
Nice.
they showed me the chambers, and they told me exactly what they were for. And they said to me that this is a new healing technology that we want you to bring through. So Ashtar, who is known as sometimes Lord Ashtar, King Ashtar, I just call him Ashtar. I feel like he's like my right hand man at the moment. And he is the one that really came forward very, very strongly and stayed with me for several days talking to me about this technology. But if anyone knows me, and some of you do on here, I recognize you, I'm very much an evidence person, because my background is science, and so I'm really scientifically drawn. So I don't actually put anything out in the world until I've actually tested it out. Yeah, that's really my science background. And so my members on my membership all got chance to test out my chambers. So they got to test them out, and we tested them out, and we was like, wow, this is like really incredible. And the beings that come in there, can be the angelic beings. Melchizedek comes in for mission. The GFO, the Galactic Federation of Light, the council come in, the person's council comes in. The Syrians come in, the Palladians, the Arcturians, Atlantis, all of that energy comes in, clearing ascended. Oh, thank you. The ascended masters come in as well, sorry, clearing all of the ancestral energy, the past life, any entities, any stuff like that. And childhood, Mother Mary steps in for childhood. Jeshua steps in for really receiving love. And then I have some doctor guides that come in as well, and they work in the physical healing chamber, they really work with people with shock, with trauma, with physical dis-ease. And you know, disclaimer is that we are our own inner healer,
Mhm.
and I'm not a doctor and I don't claim to heal anyone. I just claim to be a facilitator and a channel to support people, even though I am trained in neuropsychology and metaphysical work with dis-ease, and I work with it all the time. I just need to say that we are our own inner healer. So when you step into these chambers, when you choose to step into them, you are trusting and surrendering, and you're choosing to just really let go and let the light beings and all of your team work on you. They clear toxicity and all sorts of stuff. So it's on every single level. But the Galactics are really helping us right now. I mean, in the sense of they're coming forward and they're bringing their energy, and many, many more people are connecting with galactic energy and having activations from the Galactics with light codes, light language. You know, a lot of light codes come into these chambers as well, but they come through with a miracle vibration. There's just, it's just beautiful, really beautiful, and it's all tried and tested. So, you know, it's all tried and tested for me. That's for me, right? That's my
Mhm.
human bit. So I know that I'm full of integrity with this, and that's why I'm offering it. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And I was just about to ask you a question, and then Brenda typed in the chat as well. So, what exactly is a chamber, and how's that different from being in deep
Sure.
meditation? So is it a silent
Sure.
process, or is it a like guided process? How does that work?
Sure. Well, when I actually create them, I often create them and I record them, and sometimes I do retreats with them. But these ones are actually already created, and what it's like is a chamber that I have channeled with my guide, so I get to visually see it. And depending on what the subject is, will depend on what it looks like. And
Mhm.
so it's always described to me, and I see it all happening in front of me. But when you choose to step into these chambers, it's essentially like a crystal room, and there's a bed, there's a crystal healing bed, but it's soft. It's crystal
Mhm.
underneath, and it's soft. And that's where it's almost like going in and having a massage, but
Mhm.
this is a deep healing experience. So yeah, the answer to that question is quite a long way to talk about it, but essentially you get invited in by particular guides, and you essentially walk through the chamber, but it's not recorded in this sense. You essentially read what it is about, and as you do that, you're trusting and surrendering. So as soon as you go into a chamber, that's it, 24/7. You're literally in it 24/7. And I had a lady the other day, and she said to me, I need to go into the relationship chamber. I said, that's fine. I said, I'm going to put you in it now. And she said, I'll sign it. I'll pay the money later. So that's fine. I'm going to put you in it now. And she said within minutes, she could tell that the problems that were happening in her workplace transformed, and she could feel like this energy coming over her. And so it's like, as soon as you do that, it starts to happen. You know,
Wow.
it's like you don't, and she hadn't even done the exchange. It was just
Yeah.
like an exchange of energy that was contracted in that moment, and that's when it happens. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
So
Thank
I
you.
hope that answers. Yeah. So I hope, Brenda, that answers. Yeah. And it is like a meditation in a way, but it's more about a deep, deep transformational healing where you choose to trust and surrender. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Good.
Remote,
Um,
I suppose.
I'm just going back. Oh, goodness, I didn't see any of these messages in the chat. Whoops. Sorry. All right. So there's some messages in the chat that I thought we would talk about. So so Ellen was writing in the chat. She talked about drama energy that comes up for her that was last connected in her childhood. So if she were to,
Yeah.
for example, go into the chamber,
Mm.
would it be the relationship one, or would it be
Yeah.
the healing one, physical healing, or the abundant, like,
Yeah.
relationship one?
So the relationship to you, the relationship to you, and your relationship to others, obviously. But the trauma aspect is, I'm really feeling, is the relationship to you. So it's the self-love aspect. And so that happens in the relationship chamber. It happens in all the chambers. But if we're specifically walking into and we want to heal that specific aspect of ourselves, then that would be where I would be first pointing it, unless her body was showing messages, meaning, you know, she was getting symptoms, messages, and the body was talking. For example, you know, rashes and things is a feeling of separation, all that kind of stuff. Then I would say the physical healing aspect would be really helpful.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh gosh, so many questions.
I know, right? So there was another question from, I think, Layla, or no, Angela. So Angela was asking, what is Yeshua's take on how the world has interpreted the Bible? Oh, that's going to be a heavy duty question, Angela.
Yeah, I don't know if I can really do that, but let me just ask who's got anything to say. Yeah, okay. So what I'm hearing is, the first thing I'm hearing is, this is the time of the transformation of what love really is, rather than what we think or thought love was. Okay, so depicted in words, many have thought that love was actually a tangible experience that you could hold, but actually love is all of it. So he's sort of saying that love is everything. So it's, love is even the difficult things that happen, that is still love. That is universal soul love. Yeah, that's what he's saying. I can't really talk about the Bible necessarily in detail, but that's what he's saying.
Thank you. And Layla's asking, she says, I have an interesting skin issue. Which healing chamber do the guides see would help me?
Yeah, so if it's on the epidermis, then this is to do with separation. So it's healing separation. So I would say that this would be either relationship, self to self, or this would be the physical healing. But when you go into the physical healing chamber, that all kind of gets taken care of as well. And when our body is showing a message, I'll just add this, then it's got to the place where that part of you is really talking to you. Okay. So I would say the physical healing aspect.
Yeah. Awesome. Linda, you've had your hand raised forever.
Always. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Linda.
I know we've talked before. Okay.
Yeah,
I have a couple questions. Oh, it's great to see you. First of all, what's the difference between the med beds and the galactic chambers?
Sure. Well, the med beds, I have heard about this as well. What I feel about the galactic chambers is that they come from particular energies, which is the Atlantean, the Arcturian, and so on. And it's specifically tailored, thank you, specifically tailored. So you walk in and you've got a specific intention, okay? So with the med beds, all what I know about them, it's just what I know about them, so don't quote me on it, is that you lie there on the med beds hopefully when they do come in, you lie on the med beds, and literally it is, you don't know what your intention is, but you lie on the med bed and it just happens. But it's more of a physical, visceral experience, whereas this is more energetic, light field, cellular structure. So it's kind of different. I mean, I'd love to see the med beds, at some point.
Does Jesus have any thoughts on this? Because many years ago, and sometimes I can get it often, I can enter this crystal pyramid. It's just gorgeous. And it has like the bed that you were talking about. And then I see 7 angels on all sides surrounding this amethyst bed, but it's very comfortable. And I'm always at the heart thing. So I don't know.
So Jeshua's not stepping in here, but Ashatar is.
Okay.
And so he's coming in here and he's saying that the Ascension energy is coming through in many forms. And for you to understand that you have the ability to create your own, I'm hearing sort of like a vortex of energy to come through. He said we all have this ability, we just forget. Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
beautiful. I love that.
Thank
Really
you.
happy.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
So use
Thank
that
you,
for
Alara.
yourself, Linda. Use it more and more and get,
Yeah.
you know, tell us more
I
about it,
do.
okay? Yeah.
I will. Thank you
Awesome.
both.
Mm.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
All right, Caroline.
Hi, it's Caroline. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Caroline. How are you
Hi,
doing?
beautiful. I'm good. I'm good.
I love the
except for the
44,
past-
44 on your
Exactly.
name. I saw 2 cars
Um,
today with 444 and 444 on them.
Actually, so did I. I saw the same 444s in the past few days as well, and today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of the numbers. What do you do when you see the numbers? Seeing we're on that subject.
I was like, oh, I observe that. And I go, oh, thank you.
Same.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I got woken up
Exactly.
at 5:55 this morning. So I'm like, oh.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, why are you waking me up? And then I looked at the time and it was like 5:55. I'm like, oh, okay. It's something significant. Yeah.
All right, so Caroline, what's up?
Any wisdom on when these menopausal symptoms will disintegrate, when the hot flashes will stop, and when I'll be able to sleep a full night's sleep?
It's equilibrium. So the feeling I get with this is about your equilibrium. And I'm being drawn to you can hear me clearing my throat, but I'm being drawn to the thymus thyroid, and this is about your power. This is about your true empowerment here in the world. And I feel that because this is part of your endocrine system, okay? And I'm seeing the pineal gland as well. And I'm seeing that there needs to be, this is on a physical level, a cellular structure, energetic, physical level. And I'm seeing there needs to be an alignment with it, because what they're giving me is that your body's trying to reach equilibrium all of the time. Thank you, Divine Feminine. It's also about the Divine Feminine, Caroline. It's also about your standing fully in your Divine Feminine power. Yeah, that's what I'm being told. So I hope that helps.
Okay. Yeah, it still a little mixed up, but and so what can I do further to
It's the
stand
next
in my
level of
feminine?
it's the next level of your expansion, I can see. And it's almost like you haven't quite caught up to it, because the physical body is showing you that message. So, I mean, if you feel drawn to, you could be in the physical healing chamber, which might be helpful for you.
Okay, thanks, my beauty.
Awesome. Thank you, Caroline. All right, so let's see. So Arietta had written in the chat, request for head support. So some hours ago, received a heavy energy or radiation through my earphones, heavy hit like a bomb. My face is still numb and my head, especially the top of my head, ready to open up. My ears are buzzing and feeling terrible. Please help.
What did you do, Arietta? What was it? Request for head support. There's a heavy energy of radiation through my earphones. Okay. Okay, let me have a look. So your energy field. I actually feel that this was, I know it was really awful for you. And I know that it might be seen as negative, but I'm actually hearing that this is actually about your clairaudience. And that means clear hearing. Okay. So I can see what you're saying here, but I feel it was literally like did she say a wake up call? What did she say? So I'm hearing wake up call. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing it's a wake up call, but let's just bring some beautiful healing energy here. Hold on. There's some, yeah, okay, thanks. This is Mother Mary, so we can just all receive this, okay? Okay, Arietta, how are you feeling?
Arietta, if
she's
you want to
there.
type in the chat.
Oh.
And let us know how you're doing, okay?
Okay.
All right, so yeah, just let us know.
Poor.
All right.
Yeah, it's an awful thing to happen, but I feel it was a wake-up call as well. So by healing this aspect, I feel like the clairaudience is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I know it's a horrible thing to experience, but actually maybe she wouldn't have done the healing if she hadn't have had that experience.
She's feeling the same. Yeah.
Well, give it time, right? It happens instantly, but we also have to release it. So I'm feeling like it's about, yeah, I'm hearing there's nothing to fear about what you hear. So this is about your clairaudience, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. All right, Janine, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, Laura. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Janine.
Hi, Janine. Let's see where she is. Oh, she's up there. Janine, you were the first one on, weren't you? And
Yes.
I came on earlier, and it's just me and you.
Susan, I just want to, I don't know how long I can go on to speak, but I just to go on the trauma from after being born, very rare disease, my twin and I got that ate our kidneys, which we survived, which was very rare as well, to then sexual trauma at nursery school, to then a tyrant of a mother that used to beat us up and, scream every day, to then other things in life going on, to a massive, where I moved now, massive car accident, also court case with my child and I, witch hunting. So I've been through quite a lot of trauma, I realized not long ago. And I just want to know, is that trauma, and like, for example, my massive car accident I had with major head trauma, is that got to do with some growth or monetary issues, or why have I gone through so many different traumas?
The first thing I'm hearing as I'm connecting with you, Janine, is that this is like an ancestral lineage. And I'm also seeing some past life stuff here as well. So there's a few levels of healing there, but you're experiencing it to heal it in this lifetime so that it doesn't happen again. But I'm really feeling that. I'm really feeling like it's ancestral and it's also past life. The reason why I know that is because as I look at your energy, they show me the ancestral energy on the one side and the past life on the other side. It's how it is in the chamber as well. And I'm seeing both of them for you, Janine. Yeah. Yeah. And you've got to remember as well that, you came in as a spark of light. You chose your parents, to experience what you needed to experience. And it's really about you making peace with that as well. So the chamber where it is about relationships is a really, really good one to start, because it's the relationship to you, but it's also the relationship to others. Yeah. Because when no judgment with any of this, but when we've come in with that, and it's our story, isn't it? It's our story. It's part of our energy and our story. And it's, if we keep that story, like you're saying, the trauma, very honestly, authentically talking about it, if we keep that story within our field, then it just keeps playing itself out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shock and trauma. Yeah.
Is that what the car accident, everything is relationship?
I kind of always feel that a car accident is never a car accident. Yeah. It's always something that is like a shock. And so that shock has showed up because that is in your field. And once again, no judgment with that. You didn't create it. It's just that it was within your field and what you needed to experience.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I had a friend the other day, and she was shunted up the back in a car, and the first thing she did, she phoned me. She goes, "Okay, what is it? It's in the past. It was a shock. What is it I need to heal?" So it's always something that comes up, yeah, that we need to look at. But yeah, I definitely feel like the womb energy is really important for you, and I can kind of see that. We come in with a percentage of our remembering of our mission, okay? And I can see that about sort of 3 months growing in the womb, that's when there was sort of almost like, well, I remember most of it, but not all of it. And I've got you at sort of, 40% remembrance. When you come into the world, you're 40%. So the relationship chamber will be really good for that, because Melchizedek's always in there. And if you need mission activation, you get it. So that might be really good for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan.
That's what that's what I'm really feeling as I connect with you. So it's I hope it helps.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you,
Crystal's
Janine.
loads here.
All right. So Angela says, all the chambers are calling out to me, especially physical healing, relationships, and ancestral healing.
You
Well,
can
there you
do them
go.
all. I mean, that's package B, isn't
Package
it?
B,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So you can do them all. I mean, a lot of my members are are experiencing several, and to be honest, I'm in all of them because I created them. So I'm in all of them.
Exactly. So you can be in all three. It's all good.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can be in all three. Yeah, absolutely. It's working on a deep vibrational level. So whatever you need.
Maria's asking, what can I do? Because she has pressure over her temples and jaws when she meditates and listens to her ex. I'm not sure if that part is correct, but she has pressure over her temples and jaws when she meditates. What can she do?
Yeah, well, I mean, that definitely is about an opening. I know Lara's agreeing with me. I can see you agreeing with me.
For sure.
That's definitely about an opening, but it's also about a little bit of resistance to opening, but that's okay. It's just that's what happens, when we have these real awakening moments, and our crown wants to expand and our third eye wants to expand. And I feel like this is really what this is. And so for you, it's surrender it. Trust it and surrender it. And Jeshua's here. Yeah. Trust and surrender it. And know that, thank you. Know that you are always, always looked after. Yeah. And the feeling I get was a little bit of a fear of expanding too much. Thank you. Yeah. And also about leaving people behind, I'm hearing. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but leaving people behind. So if I expand, if I become, more of who I'm meant to be in the world, then I'm leaving people behind. That's what I'm hearing for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. Brenda's saying, how do we find out which chamber to choose? Do you converse with us before choosing?
No, of course I don't.
So
It's your choice.
When you purchase, you're going to get a Google form to fill out, and that's where you choose.
That side of it. Oh, right. I thought you meant I needed to choose for you, which I'm not going to do. Yeah. No, you get a form. Lara, it's a Google form, isn't it? And you can choose, which one, or choose all of them. So it's, But I never tell people. Yeah, I never tell people what is the right one for them. I can be told what's right for them in that moment, but you have to make that choice.
So like if you don't have anything physical going on, or if you don't have any money stuff going on, then I would choose the relationship one, because we all have relationship stuff. Relationship with ourselves, relationship with source, creator, relationship with other people. Right? Yeah. So, there's always that for sure.
The abundance one is really good as well, because it works with not just money, but it does work with money, but it also works with mission as well. So it's like quite on the mission one. So
so but we'll talk a little bit more about that too. But you get to choose which one you want. Tap into your knowing, right? Like, empower yourself. You're smart, you're intuitive, so tap into your knowing, tap into your heart space, and ask, which one do I need right now, right? So because then afterwards you can choose another one, right?
We could do
we're gonna do a process.
Process, so we can get connected.
There's dog hair flying around everywhere.
Dog hair. Oh.
If you see me going, it's like dog hair. It's like, God, Neo's sheds like you wouldn't believe. We have 3 dogs in this house, 1 physical and then 2 his fur. People are like, what? It's like, yeah, he sheds so much. All right, so let me just
Yes, Linda. Does that work with narcissistic relationship? Yes, absolutely.
You definitely need that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Narcissistic relationships and others who are narcissistic. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, give me a second here. All right, so we'll take a few more quick questions. So Pat has had her hand raised for a while. Pat, go ahead.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. Oh, hi, Pat. Hi.
I would like a message. I've been having like a stomach virus. It's
Mhm.
healing, but I wondered if there's a message. Am I releasing energy in my solar and my sacral?
Well, I'm gonna just go in and have a look for you.
Okay.
Okay, so they are showing me the whole digestive system there in the sense of the ascending, transverse, descending. And I'm hearing microbiome. And when I hear microbiome, I know that this is about a level of fear, just, a level of fear in there. And what I'm
Okay.
seeing is that this is across the transverse part of your colon. And so I'm seeing this is about, thank you, this is about control. And there's no judgment with this, but, needing to have control in the past. And so
Okay.
this is very much mother, this is very much about mother, and this is control, and it holds a vibration of, just nuances of resentment, of not being protected. So I think what would be really helpful for you, my love, as much as it is a physical issue, I feel it's more to do with the I and the relationships around
Okay.
you. And it is releasing, but it seems to be on it's ancestral as well, thank you. It's ancestral as well. So it feels like it's a lineage coming in that you're
Okay.
healing as well. Great. We always have to do that, right? But it's like you have to heal that as well at the same time.
Okay.
So if you feel drawn to trust and surrender, then I feel that would be really helpful for you. And aside from that, microbiome is obviously, you know what that is. It's very much about the gut level of bacteria. Okay. It's not virus because virus isn't alive, but
Okay.
it's bacteria has kind of like head and legs and body, but
So
viruses are
probiotic would be good.
yeah. So probiotic is really good.
That's
But
what I went on.
we also look at the fear, because if we've got an overproduction of our microbiome not being balanced, it's because the fear vibration is
Okay.
overriding. All right. I just know that from many years of working with this, because I had that problem as well in my gut. I had terrible kind of problems for years. And so I had to look at it myself. And what I was really given, probably about 5-6 years ago, I was given it was very much about the fear vibration.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope that helps you. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I'm so glad you
Awesome.
could help me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Agnieszka. Agnieszka, where is she?
Hi, Alara.
Hi.
Susan.
I can't see her. Where is she?
Yes, I am.
She doesn't have her video on.
Oh,
Is
right. I'm
that-
just seeing where.
No, sometimes I am.
But right now, there's no
Yeah.
video today.
Oh, there she is
Okay,
up there.
so-
Okay, I
There
got
she
you.
is.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
there you are.
myself. Yes, hi. So I have two questions. One about me, and the
Yeah,
other
let's do one question because we still have lots more people in the chat. So one question.
okay, can be question about my husband then.
I mean, yes
I
and
would
no.
say
It depends
ask
what the
about
question
yourself.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Focus on
Yes.
you, Agnieszka. You're important. You're valuable.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
love
Yes,
you.
I know, but I know all my fears. And
I wish
I had
I
a
wish we
feeling
did.
I could ask about him. He has problem with voice recently. He can't speak, and something is in his throat. And I thought that maybe because I love him so much and I am connected to him a lot. Maybe you could show the path. What is the problem with his voice, please?
So I'm not going to talk to you necessarily about that, but what I am being guided to say to you is that when we hold on to the need to fix someone or to find out what's wrong with that person, then we stop the free will of that person to actually experience what they need to experience and let it go. Okay. So I feel for you is really about trusting his journey. His journey is his journey, right? Your journey is your journey. Yes,
Yes.
you love each other and you're together, but it's not your journey and your job to do his journey. Okay.
Okay.
So while you worry about him, and I get it, it's like from a human perspective, I get it, but from a soul perspective, it's his journey to experience what he needs to experience. Okay. So what would be really, thank you. So what we need to remember is that we are only ever responsible for our own life, yeah, or children or animals. Those are our responsibilities. We're never responsible for another person. Okay?
Okay.
We can love them, we can understand them, we can hold space for them, but we're never responsible. And the feeling that I get is that, so pattern of wanting to help people and wanting to heal people, where your energies need to be is with people that are not your family. And I'm feeling strongly this is about you expanding on your own journey and your own mission. And what he's showing you is that you feel really drawn to heal him or to help him. But actually, where you can really do a lot of assistance in the world is to channel your energies. And even if you don't do that as a job or do it for work, just each day send that healing energy out to him, but also to the collective, because I feel that energy needs to flow more from your heart, from your beautiful heart. But I'm also feeling that the relationship chamber would be amazing for you if you feel drawn to it.
I don't understand what you said about the I like about you said something about me channeling energy to
hmm
not my family, to people outside.
You can
Like,
send love to anyone, of course. We can all send love to everyone,
Including your
but
family and your husband,
including your
absolutely.
family, of course. But what I'm saying is that you have a beautiful heart, and to channel that energy and actually focus on people that are not necessarily your close people, but to actually channel. It's about mission, yeah. And I'm really feeling drawn for you to align more fully to what you're meant to do in the world.
okay.
So you can send out love and blessings to the collective, to your community, to, everybody, but also see if there's some way that you can work with other
Yeah.
people other than your direct family and help them and support them in some way.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Yes, I am doing this.
Yeah. hmm
Okay, I didn't know that I could do more of this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
And also, Agnesia, I think that's how I say your name.
Yes, Agnieszka.
Agnesia, yeah. Just remember that your husband has his own soul's journey.
Yes, I
And that was
know.
really hard for Lara when, Richard was sick.
Mhm.
Robert.
Sorry, I knew as I said it, I was like, no, it's Robert.
Yeah.
As when Robert was unwell and his body was showing what it needed to show, it's really hard to let go. But obviously, Alara, you were able to kind of hold that space for him, and you had lots of people helping you as well.
Yeah.
But I would say that I'm just feeling drawn, like they want to kind of put you where you're doing more of this work. Okay. So I'm feeling
Yes.
doing more of it.
I want to say that recently I felt something very interesting. Like in the past, when someone was ill or needed some help, I was immediately assisting this person. And now, when I am near someone, like my husband, or with my husband is a specific thing, but I started feeling that when I'm near a person who has an illness or a problem, I ask myself, do this person needs assistance or my energy? And a lot of time I have an answer no. This person has to go through what is
Exactly.
going on,
Yeah.
and I can't intervene.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. I have to be next to. If they ask me for help, I can do something, but I should just be. and not react if I am not asked. So I think
Yeah.
maybe that happens to my husband to teach
Mhm.
me this patience.
Yeah. And that's
There
the
you
thing is
go.
like with healing or helping people, I never help or heal anybody unless they ask me specifically, can you help me? Okay. Otherwise, I do not. But you are free to send love and blessings
Yeah.
to anybody and anything, anybody, any place. That you can do, no problem. But I will not help anyone unless they ask me specifically. And my parents don't ask me. So until they do, then it's like, okay, cool. But
Yeah.
they could ask every day, but they do not. So it's like, okay, so I was like, all right, well, hopefully you'll feel better soon.
Thank you very much.
Right, because it's like, they're talking to me, they're telling me stuff that's going on, but they're not saying specifically, oh, can you send me healing, or can you they're not. So all right, cool, well, feel better.
Same as
Go to the
mine.
doctor.
Same as mine. But Agnesia,
Right.
wherever she's gone, oh, she's there. But just, I think you've kind of answered your own question, which is really good. So I think exploring that has allowed you to realize that actually you've been being told this for a while, and I was just able to just clarify it with you, and you were
Yes.
able to hear it, which is great.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trust,
But
trust your knowing, because you've got this, right?
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the mission side of things, I feel like there's a new step coming in for you, a new
Yes,
step
I
up.
don't know my mission. I am
Yes.
still in a black tunnel, but
No, you're not.
I'm trusting and surrendering.
So yeah, Susan, you said for like the mission, the abundance channel chamber is the one to go into, right?
Yeah, I mean, Melchizedek comes into many of them anyway, but that was the one where we saw, a huge amount, because, it's our birthright to experience abundance, right? Our sovereign
Yeah.
birthright.
Yeah. So
Yes. Yeah, thank
look
you.
at that. Thank you, Agnieszka.
Mm.
All right, so I want to take a few minutes and talk about the packages a little bit more in depth. Like we've been talking about them anyways, but just a little bit more. So the packages for Susan are available at alara.at/show/Susan11. And there's two packages, A and B. Package A, you get 1 month in the chamber, one of the chambers, and package B is all of the chambers. You get 1 month, as well as the bonuses. So Susan, yeah, do you want to just talk just a little bit more about what, what can we expect to experience even when we're in the chambers?
Yeah, I mean, the what people tell me, and obviously I'm in them as well, but what people tell me is that it's instant. They start to feel instantly some peace or calm, or they start to feel just a different energy about them. And it kind of, it's subtle, but it goes throughout the whole of your life. So as your vibration shifts, it changes other aspects in your life. So I hear people talking to me and they say, oh, actually, I felt this feeling, and all the things I thought about for ages, now I'm kind of feeling like I need to do them, or I need to write that book, or I need to do something for myself. I need to exercise. There's all things that happen where we're really serving ourselves, and our soul is able to talk to us on a much deeper level. So everyone obviously has got their own journey, and so it will work with people in whichever way it needs to work. But your guides know, your higher self knows exactly what you need. And it is really about trusting and surrendering it and allowing yourself to heal. And it is the time for that. It's really the time for that.
And allowing yourself to receive the healing as well is key.
Exactly. But that's why I really like them, because it's almost like, well, you can't get into, oh, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Oh, what was that? What was that I needed to heal? It's just like, actually, yeah, thank you. Now I can get on with my day, and it's 24/7. So as soon as you make that kind of universal contract, you're in it 24/7. So it is, for that whole month. So that takes us right up into nearly before Christmas. And so it's a great way to start the new year, right?
Yep. I was thinking there's lots of testimonials on the page about the healing chamber, the abundance chamber, the relationship chamber, the physical body chamber. But are there one or two, Susan, that come to mind specifically that you want to share with us?
Sure. Well, the money one, the abundance one was really good fun. What I find with people all the time is they say, oh, this happened, or people paid their bills that they hadn't paid for ages, or someone got their partner gave them a massive great check, and it was because of everything they'd done for them over the last few years, moving house and so on. They just went, oh, you can just pay off your debt. And that was a real surprise. There's things like that happen. And then people talk, as I said before, people talk about their mission, and they say that they have so much more clarity, and it just feels like this oneness. So a feeling of peace and calm, and just that nothing really phases them. And that to me is, when I hear that, that's in the abundance chamber. And the physical healing chamber, I see this all the time. And so people are saying to me all the time that they don't have the heart feelings anymore. They don't feel the tiredness anymore. The vitality has changed. You know, they start to get answers in their mind about why, you know, they're experiencing this. And, you know, physical pain and those kind of things change as well. So it depends on what somebody's going in with. And obviously it's on many layers, but over the month, you just have to trust it, because sometimes people say, oh my goodness, that was a bit intense for the first couple of days. And I'm like, yeah, I can't say sorry, because obviously what's happening is it's being it's going underground and dealing with all the things that haven't been dealt with, especially if there's toxicity in there. So if there's toxicity in the organs, then that will be pulled out. Yeah.
Awesome.
So sometimes it does feel a bit intense sometimes, but it's a good intense, you know.
So what would you recommend for, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the guys are telling me people sleep better. They seem to be able to connect with their guides better. They seem to be able to just really align more to why they're here. And relationships too. Oh yeah, I'll just tell you, someone contacted me and said, what have you done to my mother? And I said, I've done nothing to your mother. You have healed that part of you that had the resentment to your mother, and she is just responding to that vibration that you're healing. So and partners. I mean, people were saying to me that that their marriage was, that for some reason they didn't get irritated by that person anymore, or they didn't feel the same way. It was like, well, what happened there? And I'm like, well, it was within, you know, that you were attracting. So yeah, that's good fun.
Yeah, awesome, beautiful. I love it. And you know, like when it comes to other people, if you have issues with other people, it's because you have that issue within you. There's a trigger within you. So when you start healing yourself, you're not going to be triggered by that person. That person's not going to bother you like that.
Totally.
That thing, whatever it is, it's not going to bother you anymore, because it's healed within you. So always remember that it's not the other person.
One of the hardest things though, Alara, right? One of the hardest things to accept is it's easy to blame someone else, right, for what they did, but we are what they did.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's a process, and it's hard, but sometimes, you know, I look at little things that my husband says, oh my God, why did he do that? But you know, it's minor things, you know, so like, okay, it's all right, cool, calm down, you know, come back to center, you know, focus. So it usually, you know, if it's something minor, it's because you're not in alignment with who you truly are. Like you've stepped off your center for a little bit, you know, and then when you come back, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm good. And then somehow those things don't bother you. Oh, I was just saying that Linda's, what if your vibrations are so out of frequency with, what if their vibrations are so out of frequency with your own? You worry about your own, okay? Focus on you.
Yeah.
You can't change another person's vibration and frequency. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that people leave your life, you know, when they're meant to, when your vibrational match is not there anymore, and they come into your life when that vibrational match is there. So
absolutely. I mean, like how lucky, like what I mean, I'm very fortunate with my husband that I have, you know, but you know, three times I had to try 3 times, you know. So the first one was disaster, horrendous. Oh my God, the devil. The second one was like, okay, you know, but it's like, I don't know what was I thinking? And it really, it was me.
So
I
you
was
could
the one.
appreciate him. So you could appreciate him when he turned up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, but you know, my second ex-husband, I'm grateful for, because I have my wonderful children, you know, with him.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I love my kids. Okay, so I wanted to, so again, the packages are available at laura.at/show/Susan11. And there are the two packages, A and B. Package A for 1 month in one of the chambers for $97. Package B is all 3 chambers for 1 month for $177. And of course, the 24-hour gift from me to get the 10% off is available. Use the code TACS10. And there are 2 and 3 part payment plans available as well for both packages. So please do take a look at those and trust your knowing. Trust your knowing. And, you know, what I was going to ask you, Susan, was about, you know, you were talking about how sometimes you can get, sorry?
You've got bonuses as well? Did you?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, there are bonuses for both packages. The karmic healing process, the seamless love process, which are both meditations, and the forgiveness letter. And we were talking about earlier, I still have to do some forgiveness work. There's still some needed. So
the forgiveness letter is encoded with frequency as well. So as you are doing that work with the forgiveness letter, it was channeled to me, then actually you're forgiving that part of yourself. Maybe you can do it a lot. Forgiving that part of yourself, and that is forgiving that person as well. So whatever, you know, whatever you need to do there. Yeah.
And forgiveness is a big thing, right? But it always starts with you, right? Forgiveness always starts with you. And, you know, then it goes out to everything else and everybody else and so on and so forth. But what I was going to ask you, Susan, was, you know, how you said that sometimes the energy can be intense for a few days at the beginning. It can be. Doesn't mean it's going to be, but it can be.
No, it doesn't mean it's going to be. Sometimes it's just like, whoo, just beautiful and calm and so on. But, you know, if we're a little bit resistant, then it comes in and it does do that. But it's a good thing, because it shows you that you just need to breathe and trust and surrender more.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a great time because it's the lunar eclipse. So this is like real pivotal time to do our deep healing. So yeah, and we didn't plan it that way, did we, Alara?
No, we
didn't plan this date in that way.
No.
It just happened.
Trust and surrender and release, let go. This is a really pivotal time, because even this full moon lunar eclipse is like the first time in 500 and some years, you know. So it's like we haven't had this formation in a long time. So of course a lot of stuff is happening right now. Makes sense. Totally makes sense, right? Okay, so you wanted to do a process of some sort, right? And somebody's asking, Jackie's asking, can we do a little abundance process? Well, let's see what Susan had planned or what her guides wanted to bring through.
I can't remember what I had planned, but I just will channel it, and it's always about abundance anyway. So I'm just going to ask who wants to come in and do it. Okay, yeah. So I already created, before I came on today, a sacred space for everybody. So everybody who's listening in this present moment, but anyone who's listening after, is in that sacred space. Okay, so I want you just all to come into your heart space. And if you can, put both hands on your heart, then that would be great. Okay, good. So I want you just to imagine that there is a beautiful golden light in your heart. And each time you breathe, it becomes more sparkly and bright. And every single cell of your body starts to light up and heal, the guides say. So each one of your cells is actually receiving healing golden light as you breathe. And as you see this golden light, or you imagine it, you start to remember the essence of who you are, the pure essence of light, of divinity, of a divine being of light. And I want you to imagine that this light goes throughout the whole of your physical body, but also into your crystalline light field, into this aspect of you that is the I Am presence. Take a deep breath. And then I want you to imagine that there is a beautiful star under your feet. And this star is your Earth star. And this beautiful Earth star is expanding out across Mother Earth and down into the core, grounding you, allowing you to feel safe and supported by Mother, even if in this lifetime you didn't feel supported. Know that Mother Earth and Gaia supports you at all times. And then remembering to breathe, I want you to imagine a star above your head. And this beautiful star is your soul star. And this connects you to the unified light of consciousness and expansion. And I want you to bring a beautiful light down. And I see this light as a platinum, golden, platinum gold light coming down from your soul star all the way through your crown. And just feel that expansion of your crown energy and down into your third eye, your throat, your heart center, and imagine your heart expanding. Remember to breathe. Down to your solar plexus, sacral, down to the root. And just expand that beautiful light out. Okay, good. So what I'm hearing from the guides is that they wish to do a light, it's called a diamond light activation, I'm hearing. And this is really about bringing more light into your field. So what I'm seeing is the pineal gland, so the light center. And I want you just to imagine that you can connect with that. So it's inside your brain and kind of in the center. So if you just imagine that you can connect with it and just check in with it, see how it feels. Does it feel bright? Does it feel a little bit clouded? Whatever it feels. Thank you. So when they come in with this, it's a light code that's coming in. So it's a sound. It's who's coming in? Okay, the Palladian Collective are coming in here, and they are healing resentment. So they're coming in and they're healing resentment in a moment when all the times, in other times, other lifetimes, every time you've had an existence, form or non-form, there's been an essence, they're telling me, that we have felt that we haven't completed mission. So what they want to do is to release that and activate the pineal gland so more light comes into the field. Okay, so just come into your heart and really connect and have a sense of a feeling that you can connect with that pineal gland. And here it goes. Here we go. So you can just invite the Pleiadians to come in with you, and they come in as a blue, white, silvery energy. So here we go. So just stay in that peace in your heart for a moment. Just allow that energy to reverberate throughout the whole of your body. Any healing that needs to take place within the cells, just trust and surrender. Feel that vibration going throughout you, expanding. And with excitement of the new, but with a oneness of peace and calm, a sense that you're more connected to light, you're holding more light in your field. And what I hear is from the guides is, remember that you are always loved. No matter what happens in your earthly experience, we are always here for you. Ask and it is given, and you are always loved by us. Loving yourself is the key to your true mission and your expansion. And remembering who you are. Remembering that you came in as a soul having a human expression this time. And this is but a moment in time. So I'm just guided for us all to expand the light in our heart now. Now we're all activated in the pineal, and just send this light out. I'm seeing us all in a circle. So a beautiful circle of light. And in the center of the circle is a column. And this is what they're telling me is just a healing column. So I want you just to send beautiful light from your heart. Wow, this is beautiful. Beautiful light from your heart into this column of light. And what I'm seeing here is the figure of 8. So as you're sending love to the planet into this beam of light, which is going out to the planet, they're saying to everyone on this planet at this time, you're receiving that love back to you. So as you send out, it comes back to you, and you receive the same vibration of love in your heart. Yeah. And then I want you to imagine that that column of light is just a beautiful ball going up to the universe. And like a rain cloud, but with sparkles, all those sparkles come down over all of us and every single being, animal, plant, the whole planet gets showered with your love. And so it is. And when you feel ready, you can come back.
All right, how is everybody doing? Lots of energy moving. Yeah, so many yawns, absolutely same. And there's still some energy moving in my throat because my voices are so hoarse now.
Yeah.
Right, so lots of energy
Wow.
moving. I definitely
Yeah.
felt a lot when you're talking about the pineal gland. I definitely felt a lot of energy in my in the top of my head, and like chills all over. So there's definitely energy shifting and moving to allow it to continue to flow. Right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I never know what they're going to do, but it was really interesting, the pineal gland. It makes total sense that we're bringing more light in to the field. Yeah. And it was
Linda
really
says,
beautiful, the healing that went out to everyone, the planet.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and do in the infinity symbol, the healing going out and then coming back to, through that portal of healing light. Yeah, I still can't talk, so.
So that's our talk. So that kind of energy is the kind of energy that happens in the chambers. So they often bring in like a tuning fork, which so I see them doing the tuning fork, and it tunes the vibrational field to love or the miracle vibration, whatever it is. And the angels come in with that tuning fork. So that's in all of the chambers. So that kind of, you get a sense of the energy and the frequency that comes through.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, beautiful. And Linda said that was great. I didn't want to come back. Cher says she's got tears. Brenda says thank you, felt sweetly soft, gentle energy. Maria says thank you, so wonderful, feeling warm and tingling in my body. I want some of that warmth. Linda says,
Laura.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep moving. Linda said I saw the figure 8 before she said it. Awesome. Jackie says great, thanks.
That's a sign of a teacher, Linda. That's
for sure.
If you see that before the person, holding something does it, then you're a divine teacher.
Awesome.
Yeah. Is that right, Laura? You know her well, Linda. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. She just needs to do her thing. Your thing. Yeah. And Arietta says, wow, 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 amazing, feeling calm and love, deeply grateful. Ellen says, powerful and so soothing. Angela said it was a journey with many flashes of different things. Awesome. Wow. That's amazing, you guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And so, like that was just a really short little process. So can you imagine what being in one of the healing chambers will be like if you're in it for the whole month? And all three, like, yeah, I don't know about you, but it's definitely something that I think I want to do. So I was like, Angela, like, I can't decide which one. All three of them are calling to me. It's like, yep, same. All three are calling, right? Because
I chose those ones because it felt right at this time, those ones. Yeah.
So abundance, money and abundance, which is also mission, relationships, and physical body healing, so we all have stuff going on, right? We can definitely, go for one or go for all three. Maria says, I'm so grateful for being here and listening to you. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Renata says, thank you.
Thanks, Maria.
Diana says, thank you so much. Awesome. Good. All right. Was there, I'm starting to be back
back in the room.
I'm back now. Yeah, I'm back now. Right. So yeah.
It took me a couple of seconds as well, because when they're in it, they're so like, I'm right in it as well. So I'm just channeling it, but I feel it as well.
Yeah. Exactly. So anybody have any questions about any more questions about the chambers, or the package, how that works? Because I know this is like, a brand new technology, right? So Susan, this is the first time you're bringing it to our show, and you've been working this for just a few months, I think, right? Yeah. So it's the first time you're bringing it to our show. So if anybody has any questions about the chambers or the package, how it works. So like when we sign up for the healing chambers, which if we do one or all three, should we be meditating every day for like certain amount of time?
No.
Nothing like
You
that.
don't have to do anything like that. No, literally it is, if you're choosing to do it, you're trusting and surrendering. And if you feel you want to just before you go to bed at night, you don't have to. But if you feel you want to, you can just say, oh, I'm grateful to be in the chamber. I trust and surrender. But to be honest, once you trust and surrender, you're in. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
And that's kind of what I like as well. It's easy peasy, because then you don't have to think about it. You don't think to yourself, oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that.
Yeah, you're just automatically in, and then it's our job to just trust and surrender and be willing to receive.
Yeah, be willing to receive, but also to be a witness to what shows up. Just observe the synchronicities, observe what happens, observe that person that said you look beautiful today, observe the opportunity that comes in. We get used to observing and just saying, oh, thank you, that was lovely.
Yeah. And so part of that is about being aware and being present, right? And when you're aware and you're present, then you notice what is changing in your life.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
but if you think to yourself, well, I'm in this chamber, if you choose to be in the chamber, right, I'm in this chamber, okay, I know what it's about, I know what I'm going to experience, I'm going to observe, I'm just going to see how I feel tomorrow, I'm going to see how I feel about my husband, I'm going to see how I feel about my bank account or whatever, and just notice it and just observe it. Yeah, Linda said she wants to give us both a hug, so we can just give.
I'm receiving.
Everyone,
we're both doing the same thing.
I'm receiving it too, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you,
Linda. If you didn't get your question answered, then know that we've held the space for what you need anyway, and perhaps heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know we didn't get to all the questions, but that just means, Susan, you're gonna have to come back again.
Again?
My goodness, yeah.
Oh, and the new energies of 22, it's going to be really interesting. 2022. I think it was 2020 vision in 20. I think we all had to wake up, open our eyes, see what was going on. Maybe that's why it's called 2020 vision. I don't know. But in 21 we kind of noticed what we hadn't woken up to. And I think in 22, that's when my book's going to be out in 22. Finally, Alara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, so am I when eventually it comes out.
I know, I thought it was going to come out this year, like, yeah, in the fall of this year.
Yeah, obviously not the right energy. So, 2022.
Yeah.
And so, I think there will be many people, especially people here in this energy, changing their kind of trajectory of their mission and really aligning fully to it. And I really feel this. I feel so many more people are going to be stepped fully into it. And that's what I hope I can assist with. It's my mission to help people on their mission. So these chambers are assisting. So
yeah, awesome, beautiful. Thank you. No, I'm really looking forward to experiencing it for myself. So I know some of you have already purchased your package, I think package B. And
okay.
so
Amazing.
awesome, yay. So then you get to choose, not you get to choose, like you get to be in choosing all three. Yeah, you get to be in all three. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you. And thank you everybody for all your questions. I know we didn't get to all of them. But it's always wonderful having Susan with us, and she always brings such wonderful energy, and it's such a gift that she's here with us. So thank you, Susan, for being here.
Thank you.
And
Alara?
oh yeah,
Alara?
hi Caroline.
I can't type because I'm driving, but while we were doing the process, I just had to share that I was, my hands on my heart and doing the thing. And there was a screaming child. The mother was going crazy. And all of a sudden, the child stopped screaming completely. He went totally calm. So just had to share that.
Oh, Caroline, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, my love. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. So the child even experienced it through Caroline experiencing it as well. That's beautiful. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone. So thank you again. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Have a great weekend. All right, bye, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording.